Nami and Usopp finally get their time to shine at One Piece 695. I'm really grateful for that. To be honest with you, I was really excited because, as some of you may know, Usopp, my favorite Straw Hat, and to see him actually get the time to shine, fighting a couple of different people and nabbing people, I was just like, yes. Yes, this is a chapter, a personal favorite for mine, as well as see Nami. You know, people always cast her aside like, she's the weakling, forget about her, don't worry about her. And then to see her busting ass, I was just like, this is those chapters that I really like. Now, for starters, let's talk about the actual battle. Frankie was going in on them, right? And I really wanted to note that Frankie, you know, he was holding it down, don't get me wrong. He was whipping ass. He didn't take them out, but he was whipping ass. And at the same time, like, that's what I like about Oda, that we didn't get Frankie for a while. And I remember a lot of people were saying, oh, there's the downside of having too many Straw Hats. We didn't see Frankie for a while. But then when he does come back, he's just kicking ass. And I really like that. I was like, oh yeah, you know, getting some Frankie action. But it's kind of funny that Usopp and Nami were able to take them down. Frankie was kicking ass, but they were getting back up. And then they come. You know, no disrespect to Frankie, because you know, Frankie was busting ass, but I just really enjoyed seeing that the two quote unquote weaklings actually come out on top and defeat the villain, as well as Usopp nabbing Caesar with the sea handcuffs. It was just a perfect combination. And to be honest, this particular chapter didn't really have much bad about it. Like, there's really not much you could say other than maybe you wanted to see Doflamingo this chapter, but you know the way Oda paces things, you gotta wait a while. We might see him in a future chapter. So definitely gotta say that this chapter definitely did a good job, as well as we got character development for Nami. Can you say character development? Because in case you didn't notice, Nami was actually like hungering for battle. She was like, oh, I've been all this running away all this time got me really hungry for a battle. And I was like, Nami is becoming a badass. I'm loving it. You know, character development, cool fights. Like, what more could you ask for from a chapter? And I definitely say that this chapter provided a lot in such a short amount of time. Everyone meets up, so they're all out there now. So there won't be any surprise attacks from Doflamingo. That's pretty good. We're gonna have everyone in one particular circle. And yeah, that's just pretty much in a nutshell this chapter. But there was also another thing I wanted to note. When Baby Five is talking, she says something, I don't want to disgrace the Don Quixote. I don't know how to say Doflamingo's last name, but she don't want to disgrace the Don Quixote family name. Now, when she says that, it again is another hint at his bloodline, at his, you know, rich bloodline, wherever it may be, whether it be to the Gorosei and whatnot, because she would have just said, I don't want to disappoint Master Doflamingo, or whatever the case may be. But when they said that, that automatically had me thinking, okay, you know, this definitely is another hint that he may be related to somebody really higher up there in power, or just, you know, a very rich bloodline. Nonetheless, it's not just him. There's more to it, definitely. And, you know, that was a good hint as well there. And then at the end of the chapter, I was just like, who is that? Because at the end we get this shadowy figure, and he's like, oh, I must have overslept. Where's Punk Hazard again? And the way it was described, you know, drawn and whatnot, totally, you know, you couldn't tell who that is at all. It's just like barely any shape to it, just like barely anything. You can't tell who it is. And I don't have much guesses. I think if I had to throw out a guess there, maybe Kaido. Maybe just throwing that out there, could be Kaido. It has to be a non-devil fruit user, because he's just chilling in the ocean. So whoever it is just like chilling in the ocean. It also looked like maybe the person had wings or something, like, because in the little drawing you can see like sort of shape. So whoever it is, they're just like floating in the ocean, and there's a big possibility they don't have a devil fruit power. I want to say that. And just overall, that was just like, it threw me for a loop, because, you know, the big surprise I was expecting is Doflamingo, not another different person. So if you have a guess out there, your guess is as good as mine, because I can't really think of anybody that would be approaching Punk Hazard that is just floating on the ocean. They have no grasp of time. The only person that kind of fits that description in a way, and I highly doubt he's headed to Punk Hazard, would probably be Aokiji, just because he's so lazy, and maybe he just like put a trail of ice or something, and he's just like, oh, you know, because remember he's been like known to be like kind of lazy and whatnot. So maybe Aokiji, Kaido, I don't know, to be honest with you. But overall, I know that this chapter added a lot of content. Character development for Nami. She's more into fighting, even though they threw a little joke in there like, we'll kick anybody's ass as long as they're far away. So, you know, nonetheless though, character development for Nami, Usopp and Nami kicking ass, gotta love it. And just overall, really just a lot of good stuff. Not really anything bad to say. You could argue about a bad thing about this chapter and say that Buffalo and Baby 5 were defeated too easily. You could argue that definitely because they're Doflamingo subordinates. They should be able to, throw down really tough. So you could definitely argue that's a bad part of the chapter. Me personally, I was just excited to see Usopp, my favorite Straw Hat, go in and Nami kick some ass. The quote-unquote weakling. Everyone says she's weak. So yeah, that's just my take on it. But let me know what you think. Were Baby 5 and Buffalo defeated too easily? Who the hell is that shadowy figure that is apparently like kind of lazy, I guess? The way he was described, kind of lazy. And just your overall thoughts of the chapter. Did you enjoy seeing the character development for Nami and just seeing her and Usopp kicking ass? But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up if you can't wait to see what's going on with this mystery and what's going to happen with Doflamingo soon. When he's going to show up on Netherworld. And as always, people, have an awesome day.